Hello, I know I'm a little late. Apologize for that. I have not worn Seamaster in a while. So, get this thing started up. Hey, Craig. Hey, Casper. Yang, Dustin Ray's here. Tennessee Mike. Rocky. Let's see, we got a bunch of people chiming in. Jeffrey's here. J Friend's here. AZ's here. Bruce is here. AZ Clayton. Texas Twister. Mr. Todd is here. Bean Boy. Nathan. Ricky A is chiming in. We're already almost up to 60. Nefarian is here. Holden's here. Jordan's Watch Chronicles. Kevin's here. My southern neighbor, Mr. Greg Wood is here. William's here. Ken checking in from Pittsburgh. What am I drinking? You know what? I was drinking water, but I think I'm going to make an exception and have a little tequila tonight. Just a little bit, not much. Figured I'd have a little bit of tequila. Wore the Orange Monster today. That felt good. I have not worn that guy in a while. Jam's checking in from London. Kevin's drinking some water. I have some water here as well. Got to stay hydrated as well. Usually drink about a gallon a day or a little more. Let's see. Jordan's Watch Review says he's 30 today. Happy birthday, and got a bottle of the Rocks Tequila Tarimana. I have not tried that one yet. Let's see. J Red's thinking about doing a parched March. I think I did like an abstinence February. I didn't really drink. I had a couple drinks in February. I didn't really drink much, but Greg said he's digging the Discord. That's awesome. Glad to have you there. Let's see. What's the weather like there? AZ, MBNZ, or you're asking what the weather... Listen, we're hitting a cold snap right now because we just came off a couple days of really nice warm. I went over to my father-in-law's house yesterday, and he makes maple syrup, so I was helping him collect the maple sap and put it in the cooker thing. I forget what that's called, and we were boiling sap, making syrup. So we're at that time of year where like we'll have the cold nights and then the sun will come out and a little bit warmer days, except for today it got really cold, and right now it's actually like I think about 14 degree out Fahrenheit. So really cold right now, but the rest of the week is supposed to warm up. So Justin EDC says today is his birthday and he's 34. We got a couple of birthday boys in the chat. That's awesome. A 30 and a 34. No worm in my tequila. I've never had a tequila with a worm in the bottle. I'll have to try that one of these days. Craig is known for smoking and barbecuing a lot of meat, so he says he used some maple syrup in his barbecue. If we have a good production, I need to go over and help him make more. If we have a good production, there's a couple of people that I might send a small amount of the syrup. We'll see. I have to make sure we have a good production because the reduction is like 40. Is it 40 to 1? I think you collect 40 gallons of sap and you get 1 gallon of syrup. I think it's a 40 to 1 reduction. Pretty crazy. It's very fun though to hang out in the sugar shack. It just everything smells sweet, and of course you get to sample it. You got to watch it and make sure monitor it and make sure everything's good. So pretty fun. Jose's checking in from Mexico City. Oh man, I have the sniffles. Engineer wannabe is here. Let's see. This morning, Monday mornings, I usually try to catch up on some older videos or whatever, like what in the morning when I'm getting my work van warmed up and I'm driving to my first job and everything like that. So I watched Bruce live stream that he did on Sunday with Mark, and that was a good live stream. It's fun to hear guys talk about Rolex that are not I mean, Mark cares a lot about Rolex, like he has a lot of Rolex and stuff, but it was nice to see it from more of a working man's point of view, I guess. I know they have some baller watches, but oh man, had me even thinking about it. And then, you know, the funny part is I ended up talking to Mark a little bit. Greg, you picked up his book. I should probably pick up his book too. I'll do that. I'll probably go buy both of his books. I want him to personally sign them though. You know, Mark hit me back up and was asking me about this watch. So he's so obsessive with watches because he's had a couple of Seamasters. He had the chrome dial one, he had the black dial one. Now he's actually thinking about getting the white dial one. So he was asking me about my thoughts on the white dial one. And the thoughts is personally for me, it's the best one. It is the best one. I'm super happy with this watch. I don't feel like... I know it's funny to think that the Omega Seamaster kind of competes with the Rolex Submariner, right? I know that's like an age-old argument, even though they're not in the same price category and everything. But you can't get a white dial Submariner. So, and I like the white dials. So, on top of the fact that I love the Seamasters. I like the bracelets, the overall design, the scallops on the bezel, like the lyre lugs. I'm a fiend for the lyre lugs. I love the Omega, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, it is very crazy to see what some of the Rolex prices are. Dustin is asking, does it wear big? I would say yes, but you have to keep it in check a little bit. So, for example, the Breitling Super Ocean wears small. So if you get the 42 millimeter of this wears closer to like a 40, whereas I think so with the Breitling you could go with like a 44. Whereas on the Seamaster, I think it wears like a true 42 by 50. The reason I say that is because before I bought this, I had picked up the Christopher Ward white dial 42, and this was before they had the white dial on the 40, but I picked up the white dial 42 by 50 Christopher Ward C60 kind of as a prep to see if I was going to like that size in the white dial, because I knew it was going to present large, and the Christopher Ward wears even larger. If you look back at my video on it, this one and the C Ward next to each other, the Ward actually seems like it's larger on wrist. So I knew I was going to be able to pull off the Seamaster, especially once I had them both. So, and if you guys, most of you guys probably watch Adrian over at Bark and Jack. He has a little bit smaller wrist. I don't know what he might be like. Is he 6 3/4 or 7-inch wrist or something like that? I can't remember. And he's been rocking one of these no problem. Of course, he wears it on straps mostly, I think. But yeah, so you can wear them on just about any wrist size. But you can see the bracelet doesn't get extended, you know, the lug to lug or anything. So, but as far as if you're looking for a white dial and you want a little bit smaller wearing watch, the Breitling definitely wears smaller on wrist than the Seamaster. But I like them both. I like that I have them both and can coexist. All right. Oh, man. Jean-Claude did not like his Seamaster bracelet. That's a bummer. I really like it. Reading some comments, guys. What is the name of Mark's book? I know his first book or his first more recent book was Let Dogs Be Dogs, I think, or something. I don't know what his more current release one was. Ikaz80 says he has no love for the Breitling. Yeah, I know. The Breitling is kind of divisive with a lot of people, so. Yeah, Craig brings up a good point. The Omega definitely would wear smaller if it had a tapering bracelet. The fact that it's a 20 mil all the way across can potentially be a deal breaker for some people, but I don't know how they would taper this bracelet and still keep that overall look that it captures. Man, I got some scratches on mine. I might actually wear this to work tomorrow. I haven't worn it in a while, and I don't really care if I get some scratches on it. I'm keeping it, so yeah. Let's see. Edge says, Rob, have you seen the new Seiko Monster? You mean like the 4th gen? I have the Zimby. I put it away. It's in a box. I have the Zimby and I had the Patty before. So if you're talking about the 4th gen, unless there's like a new rendition of it or something, yeah, I have many videos on them. Let's see. You want to see some of the... Oh, there's a new one? Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Yeah, Casper, this is the Mitch Mason. I put the bracelet on there, and on the leather strap that it came with, I was like, yeah, it's just gonna wear too small. I put it on bracelet, and I'm like, I could actually wear this. I could actually wear this on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Check this out. And for all of the Discord members in the chat, this watch will be on a watch tour soon. It has a killer taper to the bracelet, and it looks great on bracelet. I love the H-link, and it works fine on my 7 1/4. And I know there's a lot of guys in the Discord with a little bit smaller wrist, so I'm sure it'll work just great. So yeah, I'll get this one. I'm gonna do a video on it, and then I'm gonna put this one up for a watch tour. So there it is. Nice long orange, almost like a coral orange seconds hand. And then it has this nice turning on the crown. Yeah, check out those end links. It was a little weird to get the bracelet on the case, but I think they did for a micro brand. I don't think you can really be too nitpicky with the fact that this is a very unique case, dial, handset, and you know, the bracelet might be something that you'll find on other ones, but certainly not that end link, matched to that case. They could have took the easy way, lazy way out and just did a straight, but the fact that they actually fitted it is, fitted it. The fact that they actually did fit the end link to the case is great. So there it is, up and running. It is the proper movement for a no-date watch as well. Blue Shirt Buddha says Mark's second book is The Art of Training Your Dog. And I'm sure there's a ton of awesome information in there because, he's kind of a well-respected, high-dollar dog trainer. So, hey, Small Engine Velocities here. So that's funny you're here. We did a little chat back and forth, but he messes around with Honda Ruckus. He's got some other motorcycles and everything too, but he's got some Honda Ruckus that he's built up. And I just picked up 2 Ruckus, and then he ends up being into watches and stuff like that too. So it's kind of funny that he's in the chat as well. Jacob is late to the show. We're only 14 minutes in. It's no big deal. I picked up a book. I think I have it in one of these boxes down here. I have a couple Amazon packages that showed up today. I'll use my honey badger knife and open this guy up. This one is, wow, this is a they sent a huge. Yeah. So what is plural for ruckus? I don't know if I should just call them rucks or rucki or what, but yeah, they sent this little box. Amazon did in a huge box, and all this is 12 CR123 batteries from Surefire, and I was just running low, so I needed some more, and these are for some flashlights that I have, so gotta keep stock up on this. All right, let's see what's in the other box from Amazon. I think this might be, yeah, so the new turtle. Kevin, you're asking about the new turtle. They did a new, kind of a darker blue. And I'll probably have, wow, this is heavier than I thought it'd be. I'll probably see if Mimo can send me over that turtle. Oh, the honey badger won't ship to Canada? Yeah, I don't know what the rules are in Canada with knives, man. That sucks. Oh, check out this. I finally broke down and picked up this, guys. Who was it? Somebody, was it Tennessee Mike, I think? In one of my private chats, I was talking to him, and he had started reading that book, and I was like, you know what, I need to order that. So I ordered it up. Wow, this is really nice. For how much this cost, this is really nice. This is a cool pickup. So I'm excited to check that out. Yeah, you know what? I mean, what took me so long, right? Why did it take me so long to pick this up? I'll tell you why. I hate reading, right? But thankfully, there's probably a lot of pictures in this. Check that out, man. That's really cool. This is a really well done packaging and book. Mine's got some marks up there, but that's fine. And let's see. Let's just, wow. See, I can read this because this is more like a magazine. So it has like all the pictures and then just short reading. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. This will be fun. This will be a fun one to check out. But I don't want to show too much. G-Shock is in it? Oh, of course. It has to be. All those iconic watches, and you have to have G-Shocks. G-Shocks are iconic. And a good idea for the library. You know what I've started doing, Casper? I've actually started, and I need to do a better job of it, because with a lot of these bigger brands, you can actually sign up to get their catalog or whatever, like their whatever 2020 release or whatever. And you know what's funny is when I was a kid, I used to go to the auto dealerships, and I would, hey, Dane's here, #1 troll killer, thanks. When I was a kid, pretty young, I would ride my bike every whenever the new model releases come out for the dealerships, the auto dealerships, they would put out the new pamphlets, and they were really big, they were really well done. So I would go down there, and I would, as a kid, none of the salespeople said anything to me. I would just ride my bike, go inside, and I'd have like a bag, and I would just, all the new models, I would take every single one of them, and I would stuff them in that bag, and I'd go home, and I would just read those. I loved just reading those new car pamphlets. So I should do that with the watches. I need to do that with the watches. If I would have kept some of those from like it must have been like the mid 80s to about the mid 90s I was doing that. So if I would have kept those probably would have been really cool to have. But I need to do that with the watches. So I have like one cube behind me that's about a quarter of the way full of just those magazines. You know, Christopher Ward does a good one. Yep, the Loop, J-Rod just said. So I get that. And I think I have some other ones. So I'm going to continue to add to that. Let's see. Read some comments. Oh, Deech says he did the same thing with the motorcycle stores. That is really cool. Joey asked a good question. Would I ever wear an Apple Watch? I did. I've had... did I just have one? I think I've only had one Apple Watch. Maybe two. I can't remember. So I was wearing one like consistently, and then I stopped wearing it and started wearing regular watches. Um, let's see what happened. Oh, I know what it was. So I still had the Apple Watch, and I was gonna just put it on and go for a bike ride because I didn't want to have my phone on me. So it would have been a good way to, just in case I had any messages or anything like that while I was on my ride. And I went to go use the watch, and it was just updating and updating and updating and updating, and it wasn't doing anything. And I'm like, I want to go ride my bike. What is this thing doing? I just wanted to just work. So the Apple Watch, at least the way I had it set up, you'd have to wear it consistently. So, and I wasn't willing to wear it consistently. I just wanted to wear it when I wanted to wear it, not all the time. So, and I'm sure you could set it up that way, but I lost interest on it like at that moment, and then I got rid of it. I don't know if I sold it or gave it away, or I can't remember what I did with it. Hey, Chris from the Watch Lounge is here. Lauren says, do you service your own watches? No way. I do not. And honestly, I haven't had to service any watches with the exception of I've had some watches repaired. They didn't really need service, but they needed repair. And actually, I have one. The SBBN giveaway tuna is actually in for repair right now. It technically was going to be a service, just a battery change, but it turned out that it's a pile of crap and needs a new movement or the movement repaired. But anyway, check out this Mido. I got it running, but check this thing out. I want to show you something. So most GMTs, for example, the Glycine has the Sellita SW whatever 300 or something in it, right? So to jump the GMT hand, you I don't want to do it because I kind of have it set, but you can only jump it forward, and then you set the time. So that's the way it works. So check out this Mido though. So I can go into, let's see, I go first click, and then so this Mido actually has the jump hour. See that? It's just the hour hand that's moving. Just like a Rolex or some like quartz GMT movements. Let's see if it changes the date. It does. But you can't. Oh, it back sets too. So yeah, this is pretty dope. So I need to do the video on this thing and then get it back to its owner. But I don't know how you do that. I don't know what movement that is or how they manipulated it to do that. But why isn't everyone doing this? I don't understand. Why is this not a thing? This is the movement that we need to see in more. But maybe it's stuff added onto the movement and it may makes it too thick. Yeah, it is a larger watch, no doubt about it. So I'm curious to know. I got to do my research on this. I want to know. Yeah, so William, his Aquaterra does that. So, and there's older Seamasters, the Great White and stuff. They do that as well. So it can totally be done. But I want to know if the movement is a smaller movement that can be just packaged in a smaller watch, and if so, why is no one doing it? Or why is more companies not doing it? Here's the Steel Dive. I think Chris asked about that. I haven't really been wearing it at all, but talk about getting into a Willard case for dirt cheap. I got a buddy of mine that just picked up, he loves his Willard. He has the actual Seiko Willard, and he just picked up the new limited edition, like, what is it, like $3,000 one or something with the 8L in it. So that's pretty awesome. I'm curious to see what that one looks like. But yeah, these are like a little over $100. Can't beat that. Let's see. Justin EDC says he has an older Tag Heuer quartz that has the jumping hour hand. I knew there were some quartz movements out there that do that, so that's really cool. But Craig says, yeah, the Omega 8900 jumps the hour, the 8800 and the Seamaster Professionals jump the date. Yeah. So they can just change the way the the movement is adjusted. Let's see. Yeah, the Dust Diver. Those blue, was it Naomi Willards? Yeah, that's the new limited edition one. And Jordan says he sees the great blue hole lurking in the background. This is actually Jeff McMahon's watch, which should sell. I just need to do the drawing. I listed this on my Discord site, and quite a few people, or a few people anyway, I don't know, quite a few people, but a few people put in for it, so they will, one of them will be picked to purchase it for a good deal. And then pay Jeff, and then I will ship this out. So give it a quick wipe down. I already did a video with it. I just hasn't posted on my main channel yet, but I shared it in my Discord group, so they've been able to watch it. Yes, the Seiko MM200s are very nice. Will Carey says, any opinions on the Swiss watch company bunker release? So they're going to keep going with them, I assume, you know, because they keep selling out. So they'll probably try to jump more into production. And it might be a little bit of this next gap before they can release another batch. But you know what? Honestly, they've been doing so well with it. I should reach out to them. I think they should do like a limited edition dial. They need to add another colorway into the next release, I think. Yeah, their site crashed. And it's funny, when I was talking to them, I don't think he fully understood how good that watch is and how successful it was going to be on the sales. I'll hit him up. I'll talk to him here soon. Broke Watch Fanatic says, how much is the Mido? I honestly don't know. So if anybody knows in the comments how much this is, I really don't know. I have not done the video on it yet, so I have not done the research or anything like that. Let's check the bezel. The bezel's okay. It's not my favorite. And then you have the 24-hour track on the chapter ring. So, but it's got a jump hour, so that's really cool. Let's see. Check out the Trosca. Chris says he thinks those Midos are around $1,000. Yeah, the new Seiko Alpinist lineup looks really good. I don't intend on picking, I'm not buying any of the new Seikos. There's one that I was tempted with, and that's the white dial 62 or whatever they call it, MAS style one. I may pick that one up, we'll see. But I just ordered, did you guys see, I think it was my buddy Jerry that sent us the link in my private chat. Did you guys see the new Zodiac? Limited edition to only 82 of them, and it's got this crazy blue dial with like light streaks coming down from the 12 o'clock. So I know this isn't blue dial, but like imagine a really beautiful blue dial. Here, we'll use the blue hole because it's actually really close to this dial. So it's like this, but there's like light streaks coming from the 12 o'clock going down like this in all directions, right? Like that. So it looks like it's being directed from there. So almost like, kind of like if you were underwater and the sun was above here and this would be the surface, and the way the light, when you look up, it hits right here and then radiates down through the dial. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. So yeah, my buddy Jerry sent us a link in my little private chat. And I just had this gut feeling. I actually showed the picture to my wife, and she was like, wow, that dial looks amazing. And her response plus my response, I bought it. I just clicked bought it. So, and then they sold out. They sold out pretty quick, I guess. For something that wasn't, I don't think it was advertised super great, because it was from a place that I'd never heard of. So, and I already got the ship notice. So it already shipped. And it didn't really, it was confusing on the when you were going to get it. I didn't think I was going to get it until later, but it already shipped. So I'll hopefully see it here soon. Let's see. Justin says, I snapped a spring bar tool in half trying to get a bracelet off my first G-Shock the other day. Wow. Well, I don't know if you have a good spring bar tool, like a Bergion 7767, like this one is a good one, or the Stratmill Canada one. You have a nice fine fork, plus you have the deep fork. But yeah, those G-Shock squares, let me grab one. Yeah, this will be a good example. Those G-Shock square, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, they're kind of a bugger to get. And the newer ones aren't going to be like that, but it is a bugger. But if you have this fine fork, you can get down in there. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to have to deal with putting it back in. But you can get down in there with that fine fork, and you can pull that spring bar out pretty easy. So you need the right tool. That's the trick. Spend a little extra money and get the right tool. Jay Busy says, Rob, do you have any promos with any watch stores? You mean like discounts or something? Yeah, I deal with a bunch of watch stores, but I really, unless I say it in the video, which if you look back at a lot of videos, there's, I'll talk about discount codes, but typically if I have really good discount codes, they're reserved for my Discord group. They get first dibs on that stuff. Let's see. Okay, Craig, thank you. That's Huckberry, Super Seawolf, and then it starts with an F. It's something to do with the islands off from San Francisco or something. I forget what they call them. I did a little bit of reading on it. I'll do the full video and I'll talk about it and everything. Farallon, yeah, something like that. Get this bad boy running. Should I wear the Omega or the Breitling tomorrow? Dane wants another Breitling, but he's holding out for a Zelos. Dane, why not both? Between you and I, Dane, we both know that you have some watches that you should be selling. We're like, in this day and age right now, with everything that's going on, you have a couple watches that you should definitely be selling and buying watches that you want instead. Just in case you guys didn't know, the crown wobble on the Breitling Super Ocean is nil. There's none. It is super strong. The Omega's the same way. The like I've a couple of Damascos and stuff like that. They have really good threads going in, but they have a little bit of crown wobble. But Dane says that he can't. But you can, buddy. You can do it. It's pretty easy. You go on video and say, listen, this is for sale. You should buy it. You know you want it. Let's see. We're like, I don't know, right in there somewhere. Adam is asking me, apparently, what is my biggest flip? The biggest or the most expensive watch that I owned that I sold was my, well, when it comes to watch, I guess. I mean, I've sold bigger ticket items, but not watches. The most expensive watch I sold was the, Winding Crown says the Aqua Racers has no wobble too. I have a really cool white dial Aqua Racer inbound too, so I'll be doing a video on that soon too, and that's going to be fun. But was my Rolex Oyster Perpetual 39 white dial, and I forget the numbers on that, but I mean roughly I paid just under $7, and I think I sold it for just under $7. But I've sold a couple other or help facilitate a sale on a couple of other watches that were more money, but that was the most expensive one that I have sold. Dave, good point. So Dave said he's noticed I've been wearing leather. I picked up this used Glycine GL0067, and I bonded with this way more than I thought I would. And part of it is actually this leather strap. This leather strap in combination with this watch has been amazing to wear, especially with the cold weather. I mean, I'm also kind of thinking, you know, before you know it, it's going to be summer. I know it's hard to think for a lot of people, but we're going to be in that hot weather and I'm not going to be able to wear the leather straps. So I've just been embracing it, and I think I like that it's a longer one. It just feels like it really hugs the wrist. This longer lug to lug that turns down. This watch has been awesome. It already has some scratches and some marks on it. So I've been just wearing it even at work and everything. It is keeping time amazing. Plus I'm tracking 2 other time zones. I'm tracking where my parents live, and then I'm tracking where well, Bruce and a couple other people actually live in an area that's like 2 hours behind me, and then my parents are like 3 hours behind me. So tracking all of that. So it's pretty dang awesome. Like originally I had thought about getting the Purist or something like that, but I think I like tracking. Look, if I'm going to track 2 time zones, I might as well track 3, I guess, because the movement that they use in either one of them, then you might as well just take all of it. It might as well do the 24 and the 12 hour. Yeah, I've really, like, surprisingly how much I have enjoyed this. And I've tried Airmen in the past. Oops, sorry about that. But I have not tried this colorway. And I was hoping originally that it was going to be much more white on the dial. But I like that it's like this off-white, and then in the sun, I'm going to get some natural light video for when I do the video. It, like, glistens a little bit. That almost has like not quite pearl, but like, I don't know. Hopefully I can get it on video. So there's another Glycine, if you guys are interested, that I've been watching that is not, it just does the 12 hour and then it just has the other 12-hour bezel. So you can just do the 2 time zones, but it's this exact same watch, this exact same colorway. It's called a GL0. If you look it up on eBay, it's a GL0061. I've been, hey, Jack is here too. Thanks for chiming in, Jack. I've been tracking it on eBay right now, and it's going to end in like tomorrow or something like that, 12, 13 hours, something like that. I was going to buy it, but then I come to my senses and I'm like, I have to stop thinking like if 1 is good, then 2 is great. I already have this one. Just enjoy this one. I don't need to buy another one. So, yeah, I'm really digging this. Plus, not only with how long the lugs are and how they curve down, but just the size of them and the way they protrude off the case. And I'm going to talk about this in the video, but this is another thing I noticed that I really like that you don't see on any other watches. See how the case is all rounded right here? Nice, rounded, polished. They did it here too. So it's almost like I know I'm a food junkie, right? But, you know, I've compared double stuffed Oreos to watches. So you know how you make like a s'more and you have that freshly toasted marshmallow and then you squish it down in between 2 graham crackers and it just kind of bulges out the side? That's exactly what this does, but it does it all the way around. It does it completely all the way around. So I don't know if I have any watches with the... So if you look at, like, for example, this is what most watches do. And it's because they're going to fit a bracelet to there, and it's just easier to finish it like that. And I can't think of another watch that carries its side case profile all the way around to in between the lugs. It's genius. I love it. And I wasn't going to talk about it on the live. I was going to reserve all that for the actual video for that watch, but whatever. Oh, are people asking about the bezel? I can move the bezel. That is one gripe I kind of have with this. As you can kind of see, it doesn't line up perfectly, but there's a little more to that story. So you unscrew this, and all that does is this just threads in and out, and all it does is either hold or release this teeth lock thing or something. And the bezel is friction fit, but there's like no friction to it. It just moves pretty easy. So I'll just go ahead and set it. I'll try to set it to 0, but you got to watch when you're screwing this back down. You got to try to get those teeth to mate up evenly. Yep, there we go. So once you lock that down, Now you're good. But you can see when it locks down, it almost cants it a little bit to the left, so it's fine. I'm not going to go crazy OCD on it. Yeah, very Yama. Casper, you're right. It's very Yama, but the Yama that I tried wasn't as nice as this as far as like that little mechanism. And I know that little mechanism's cheap, but the Yama felt really cheap. Lawrence says, notice that I stopped doing videos regarding watch modding. Is it a done phase? I think so. I mean, I have all the tools still, and I actually have some stuff here that I could actually build another one. It's funny you bring that up because I have 2 cases, and I think movements I could probably fix or just buy another movement. I really just need, I have most of the parts. I probably just need to pick like a dial, or I could gut a turtle or something. We'll see. I might build something again. We'll see. Still got a turtle case. I don't have a turtle case. I don't think so. I'd have to do my inventory. I don't even know what I have. Let's see. Let's check out this new Zelos. The new 43 millimeter. I finally measured it. It's 43 millimeter. Jacob says, do you miss your Black Bay 41 at all? And any interest in trying the black dial? I think you mentioned that before. I was just talking to Mimo before the live stream. He's going Tudor crazy. He just picked up the Smile dial, so the diver with the red bezel and the gilded hands. He just picked up one of those. Oh man. And as soon as he posted it up on Instagram, I like sent him a message. I'm like, hey, how much? But he's not looking to sell it. He's actually keeping it. So a little bit of me was weak, and I was just like, I'll take it. You know, I'll buy it. And then he tells me that he's picking up the blue bezel one, the one that I ran into with Crown and Caliber, where I ended up returning and stuff like that. He picked up one of those too. So, but yeah, the black dial, non-diver bezel. I'm broke right now. I got way too many other things going on right now. So, would I like another one? Yes, and maybe I will in the future. We'll see. But yeah, I did, Dane, I did pick up. Hey, Small Engine Velocity with a super chat. Appreciate it. He says, thanks for streaming, and JFriend and the tip on the orange. Let's super chat more, guys. I missed the little topic or discussion you guys had with JFriend there on the orange, so I'll have to look back on that. So, yeah, anyway, Dane, they did send over this 43 millimeter, so I'll be doing a video on this soon. And guess what, Dane? Tour watch. Yeah, so this will be toured in my Discord as well. This is the Meteor bezel insert, I think, or carbon or something, and then a Meteor dial as well. So, hey, Floridian's checking in. My buddy Floridian from, well, he's from Chicago, but he's in Cleveland. He's all over the place. He doesn't even know where he's going to be. He thinks he's going to end up back in Florida, though, which is cool. The more people, the more good friends I can have in Florida, the better off I'm going to be. Let's see. I'm happy to ringlead that Zelos. I gotta do it. I gotta do it the regular way, Dane. I can't just throw it at the. I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe we can have like a special rule that any Zelos tour watch goes to Mr. Zelos first. I don't know. We can talk about it. Justin Cooper, why do dive watch bezels always have dots going to 15? Listen, I'm not a diver, but I think that has something to do with that's a typical length of time for standard dives. Any divers in the chat, help us straighten that out. But you do have a point, and it's never really talked about. But yeah, so like you have larger hashes all the way down to 15, right? And then of course on the Breitling, you have all the hashes there all the way down to 15. So Craig says maybe it's decompression time. Yeah, maybe that is a decompression time. So you have your regular time bezel. Oh, okay, David. So it's decompression time. So you would set your dive time, right? So you start there, and then you would do your dive, however long your dive is going to be. And then whenever your dive ended, say it ended, then you could then go like that, reset it, and then that's your decompression time. That's what the people in the chat said. So That makes sense. So it's a dual purpose. So you can track your dive, and then when your dive is done, you can track your decompression time. Dane says no updates since 2017. We'll find that watch. Don't worry about it. It means time for a drink. I'll take that. David says 15 minutes at 20 feet deep to prevent nitrogen. So, man, diving seems like it gets complicated. And I know it has to be, right? But, or Craig says a pizza timer. So you have to like do your dive, but then you have to leave enough time for your decompression, and you have to stay at 20 feet before you go any further or something. I don't know. I'm kind of afraid of water. There's no way I'd go diving. All right, tequila's gone. I'll have to switch over to water. Damasco. This is the DK10. Let's see. Everyone's going to think I stole the black tip of the post office. Oh, geez, no. Don't worry about it, Dane. Let's see. Jeffrey says, any thoughts on the Zen 105? Is it coming soon? I was very close to picking up the white dial GMT Zen 105, the UTC or whatever they call it. And I don't know. I just kind of fizzled out. And I think I started seeing some more Damasco. And I think I'm in the camp where I like Damasco more than Zen. So what did I buy? I bought the Damasco DA37, the one I just did a video on recently. But I bought it brand new from Mark at Long Island Watch, and he happened to have an orange, because back in the day, I don't know if you still can, but back in the day, you used to be able to spec from Damasco a different colored seconds hand. So Mark had one orange one left, and I'm like, I want the orange seconds hand on the loom dial of the DA37. And he goes, done, I'll do it. So he's doing that right now, and he said it would take 2 weeks, which 2 weeks is up actually this week. So I'm not going to hound him. I haven't checked in with him or not, because I know he's crazy busy with all his switching his website and all that other stuff. So if it takes 3 weeks, it takes 3 weeks. So, but yeah, I'm in the camp of that. I like Damasco more than Zen. No shame in that. So that was another deciding factor, actually. Jeffrey O'Neill just brought up the DA37. You were lucky. Damasco has discontinued their ETA versions. So that was another deciding factor to buy it when I did, because Mark had at least that one, if not more, the DA37s in stock. And I wanted the ETA 2836 movement. Again, I'm kind of in the camp where I think it's really cool that Damasco has their own in-house movement that they're going to be pushing, but I don't want to pay the premium for it. I want the ETA, because if and when it needs servicing, then it's a piece of cake. It's not a big deal. I can just take it anywhere and they'll fix it for me. So, and I don't have to pay the premium for it. So it's going to be cheaper on a service, and it's cheaper up front. So Chris says, watch for the Zen versus Damasco video soon. That's awesome. Yeah, Dane, you're like deep into Swiss watches and then the microbrands, though. Like, you throw the German watches in there, and it's very kind of clinical. I mean, there are some German brands out there that are not Zen or Damasco that have like very flamboyant and very elaborate type designs and everything like that. But yeah, Zen and Damasco is very clinical almost. J Friend, has anyone ever stopped at Walmart just to see what they got? Yeah. I mean, I don't go into the town where the Walmart is like on a regular basis, but yeah, I used to. There was some other stores. Heck, I used to swing into Kohl's and all that stuff. I used to pick up all kinds of before the end of the year, at the end of 2020, I actually went into Walmart and I picked up 3 cheap Casios. I still have one. Design says we should get into knives. I'm into knives. I'm just not into expensive knives. The same thing with watches. I mean, I can't really say I'm not into expensive watches because, I mean, I do have some kind of expensive watches, but I like the how do you, I don't know if there's a better terminology for it, but I like the best brand and model in the affordable categories as possible, whatever that category is. You know what I mean? And I picked this one up because it's a limited edition. Plus, I wanted to see this one. I like flippers, has D2 steel, and it flips amazing. And it's tuxedo. It's white with black. So this one just spoke to me. So, I mean, I don't even know how many knives I have. I have quite a few knives. But they're all like affordable ones. They're all just really good, affordable blades. Just like I kind of do with the watches. All right, where are we at here? Design says he blames Dirk. Yeah, Dirk is my knife aficionado. I definitely turn to him with questions. If you guys have any questions, you can check with Dirk. Let's see. Yeah, Nomos is a very good German brand that's a little more dressy. So, Adam says, what do you think will be the first Mars watch? I hope it's a G-Shock. Kevin, oh, the cleaver style one. I have that Gerber cleaver style. That thing is awesome. Carlos says he added a red bezel insert to his Orient Ray 2, and it looks awesome. Kind of reminds him of the Tudor Black Bay 58 Red. That is cool. Priscilla says, what's this channel about? It's about people unsubscribing. It's a channel about people just on how to unsubscribe from channels. Let's see. Detroit Spartan says he loves Nomos. Mr. James Duffy says, I think Reach Knife Nirvana. I can't say the same about watches. Yeah, it's funny. I do that with other hobbies too, James. Actually, that brings up a good point because I started dabbling in the shave hobby, right? And I even bought a very expensive well, there's way more expensive, but expensive to me. I bought a $250 timeless razor, USA stainless steel made, just a beautiful razor, right? And I don't really care for the way it shaves. I'm actually going to send it over to my buddy Homer and let him check it out. Let me know what he thinks. And Homer sent me Edwin Jagger DE 98 or something. I don't forget, whatever the DE 89, I think is what it's called. And I think I found Nirvana with the shave. Like, that's exactly the razor that it works perfect for me. That with the Astro Blade, it just works perfect. So I think I'm done. I'm not even going to buy any other razors. I'm good. So I can do that with certain hobbies. With knives, the funny part with knives, I don't even carry these things. I carry a little Swiss Army knife. I don't know if I have one sitting here, but I carry these. Hey, JHM, I do grow a beard once in a while, but for my job, I'm not allowed to because I have to wear supplied air. So I have a goatee because my air mask has to seal up around my face. So technically, I'm not allowed to grow a beard for my job. But yeah, I usually carry the 58 millimeter Swiss Army knives, but I usually carry the, it's called the Mini Champ. So it has the tweezers and then it has a pen. So that's what I use. Staple Boss, the little Leatherman Squirt PS4 all day, every day. I do carry one of those occasionally as well. I do really like that because it adds the pliers. Kenan says, what is the Zelos? This guy here is the new Zelos Horizons, and it is a 43 millimeter, so it's a little bit bigger. Detroit Spartan is asking if I'm a firefighter. No, I'm a natural gas field technician. So sometimes I work in gas explosive environment. So, but natural gas will displace oxygen too. So you have to wear a flash resistant suit just in case it explodes, which which suck regardless of what you're wearing. But the main thing is it displaces oxygen and can suffocate, so you have to wear supplied air. But I'm a senior guy, so I usually send the low seniority guy. I've done my time doing the whole supplied air thing. I'm usually, if I have to do that, I'm usually on the top with a fire extinguisher. I'll put them out. Adam Farah is saying, what is the best dial you've come across? I don't know. I like a bunch of different ones. For example, like I like the Seamaster one because this is ceramic, and then they, CNC'd it out or whatever. So that's really cool. The Grand Seiko Snowflake is, it's iconic. It is like arguably one of the best dials out there. So there are a ton of really good dials. Brendan is asking if I've checked out Oak and Oscar. I have not physically handled one yet. I might soon though, because I have a couple of, I know I at least have one member in my Discord that has it, but I think he's in a honeymoon phase right now. James is taking off. Thanks for chiming in. Appreciate it. Oh, Kendall, yeah, absolutely, we can check out the Zelos on the wrist. Actually, right before the live stream, I sized it up, so I know I'm missing a lot of comments, guys. I'm sorry. So one good thing, one of the many good things about Zelos is this new clasp. They definitely smoothed this out because the first one was a little scratchy. They smoothed that out, and it's super, super easy to use. And there's some plastic on there, but you just pull that and you can adjust it on the fly. So I love their new clasp system. Their bracelets are smooth. The screw links on it are really good. So, and there you go. That's what it looks like on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. I thought originally I was going to be like, this is a little too big, but it's not, because the bezel's smaller, so it's a pretty dope watch. Let's see. Oh, Presto's asking about the, I know my live's almost done, but somebody asked about the Dracula monster. I have to go get it. Hold on. So this technically is not my watch. This is my son's watch that I built for him. This is the SRP 313, the Dracula, but I put it in a black case. You can see it's banged up there. This thing had an incident, but fully rebuilt it. And then it has which I guess would be probably pretty rare now, a full loomed steel monster bezel on this as well. And then I put it on this black bracelet. So, but my son wears an Apple Watch. He never wears this, so it's sitting here. So if I want to wear it, I can, but I usually don't. But I probably should wear it occasionally because it is pretty dope. I like it. Yeah, Kevin, it was a basketball accident. It was for his, was it his 56? I think he was 16 or 17. He might have turned 17. I can't remember. And I gave it to him, and I had it on a strap or something because I didn't want to size the bracelet yet for him. And the spring bar failed or something, and it just came down and slammed on the pavement. Absolutely destroyed the movement. So I had to completely put a whole new assembly in it. But now it's good, and it's awesome. Josiah is asking about the Alexander James dive watch with a snowflake dial. That's actually a pretty cool looking dial too. And Rock the Watch wants to check out an Ice Monster. I never warmed up to that one. It's got too much like blue, like baby blue hue in it and stuff. If it was like stark white, I think maybe, but I didn't really care for the blue hue to it. Let me scroll back up here a little bit, see if I missed anything. Tons of watches. Yeah, there's always tons of watches. You know what? I'm actually kind of silver. I don't know. It's like a silvery baby blue. I didn't really care for it. I did not care for it, straight up. Yeah, I don't have, like, I have no amount of unboxing videos. I have a bunch of watches coming, so I'll tell you real quick as we wrap up the live. I have 2 Oris coming in. So I have, shoot, what did I ask for? Oh, the Oris Diver 65. So I have a 40 millimeter and a 42 millimeter. I think they're both on straps, not on bracelets. But I wanted to be able to show the 40 and the 42 next to each other. So I have Oris sending those over. And then Saltzman's is sending over, oh man, they're sending over like 2. I just hit up Richard at Saltzman's and I was like, hey, what do you have for like white dial watches? David's asking, what do I wear? I wore the Orange Monster today, and I think tomorrow I'm going to wear my Seamaster, and I'll carry a G-Shock as a backup. So Saltzman's is sending over the Breitling Chronograph Top Time Zorro, which is awesome. I think it's the last one they have. They're starting to get a little harder to find. I asked him if he'd send it over, and I can't believe he said he would. And then listen, yeah, women don't get it, man. Just, they have their own thing. Tell her to go look at purses and shoes and stuff, and you won't make fun of her. And then he's sending over the white dial 41 millimeter quartz Tag Heuer aqua eraser, so I'm excited to see that as well. And then I have a bunch of other like microbrands and everything. Meltdown says the Tissot PRX white dial. I intentionally did not pick up the Tissot PRX because there was already so much attention being focused on it. It seemed like everybody was going after that one. So I backed off. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I'll probably end up picking up a white dial one just to check it out eventually, but I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon right now. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, Chaz from the Berg likes the Breitling. I do too. And I was afraid to put it on because I would maybe wear the Breitling instead of the Omega tomorrow, but man, I haven't worn the Omega in a while. So, man, I don't know. J-Jam says, where did I get the Seiko? So this thing here, I have a couple of them. I have this one and I have another one somewhere. I think it's, let me grab it. Oh, I dropped a couple things. So I have this one and this one. I think I just have the 2. I think it's the Seiko Zimby number 12 kit. Came with a coaster kit, which these were included with, but they had all of them. So 1 through 12. I think it was number 12 because the Zimby Monster I have is number 14. So the number 12 Zimby, which I don't even remember what the heck the watch was, came with the coaster set. And that's what these are. These are actually dials of different Zimby models from the past. So they had 1 through 12 in coasters to match the different Zimby models. And I ended up with a couple of them. So pretty dope. They're hard to get because you had to buy the whole watch. So Lyndon says, have I ever done the Omega versus the Breitling? No, I don't think I have. So maybe I'll do that because I potentially might be a little low on content. So actually, now that you bring it up, I technically have not done a video on just this watch alone by itself. I've done some videos with this one with straps, and I did it comparing it to the Christopher Ward. I did it comparing it to the black dial one, and I did a video comparing it to the, shoot, there was one other watch. I don't remember what it was. So yeah, I need to do this video on its own and an update. That's why I'm going to wear this one tomorrow. I need to get some fresh wear time with it so I can get ready to do the video and update, because I bought this one. I'll have to look at when my anniversary of it is going to be, but I bought this one a little while ago. So anyway, guys, I'm going to kill the live stream. We're over an hour, so I'm going to kill the lights. We can check out some Loom. And you can see which ones show off. Obviously, the Zelos shows off. The Breitling does pretty good. Monsters obviously do really good. The Mitch Mason actually does really good. The Steel Dive does good. Mido's cranking out some loom, and the Seikos are usually dominant. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next vid.